Cool. So we're gonna do a episode of Dumplings and Dragons now. I'm your DM. I finally remembered Dumplings Master, Benjamin Tay. And I am joined by these fine folk. We have Jen Huang playing the Earth Genasi Warlock Zie Ling. We have Dilys Fong, who plays a mystery child that runs around with the rest of this party. We have Nicholas Contreras, who plays Blue Dragonborn Bard Balasar Dracondandian. We have Mustaq, Missouri, who plays Tiefling Cleric Backbone. And we have Ankita Singh, who plays Asima Monk Rain. Now then, Dilys Fong is going to read our recap from last session. Take it away, Dilys.
The Alliance of Convenience left Tongod once again, all on horseback, with Chester and Rita granting the party 2 horses of their own. On the road to Tarsus, the party encountered a traveling Asama chef and trader of exotic meats that brought a pickled kinku head off Rain and traded some potions with Balasar before being frightened away by Zie Ling. That night, while making camp off the road, they were attacked by mixed bandits of black sleeves that had seemingly deserted Tarsus. They armed themselves with the heavy crossbows used by the bandits and continue on their way.
Okay, so it should have been a mixed bag of bandits. I need to proofread my recaps.
All right. I have a question.
Yes. What's your question?
Sorry, this is so random, but what happened to Dragar?
Right. So I was going to talk about that. I just totally forgot that Dragar existed for the rest of the episode.
I feel bad too. It's supposed to be like my childhood friend or something.
Yeah. So Dragar is the dwarf rogue that is Rain's childhood friend. And at some point, he's the one that like greeted him, crept into the demon frog while he was having a bath, and they had a hug. He has a really gravelly voice, and he's a very ugly dwarf. And at some point last session, I just completely forgot that he existed.
I know, we got so distracted by like our shenanigans.
Which, we'll just say he was a dwarf rogue. He saw you guys fighting and decided to just like not involve himself.
Sounds like him, definitely.
Now then,
but is he traveling with us? Do you think?
He is traveling with you.
Okay.
He slept through that whole fight, didn't he?
Yeah.
Let's find out. First roll of the game. Roll me a perception check. It.
$12.
12. Okay. With a 12, you are adamant that he slept through the whole fight, but his whole like bunk roll and everything, they weren't there. They weren't, because you guys were fighting around your campsite and you just didn't see him at the campsite at all. So you don't know where he was, but you're certain that he was sleeping somewhere.
Can we see him now?
With a 12, not yet. You think that he's just like camped nearby and just slept through the whole thing. I think that we ended the last episode with you guys had looted the bodies, and that was the first day and night of travel of 4 days to Tarsus. And you had gotten halfway through the night, I believe. So I'm going to say that after this fight with the bandits with the black sleeves, the rest of the party, you guys bunk down. The guard doesn't seem to reappear, and who I don't remember who had taken watch, so we'll just say that who would like their character to take watch? Zie Ling? Cool. And Backbone? Cool. Okay. So we will have the Earth Genasi Warlock and we will have the Tiefling Cleric in 2 more shifts before the night comes to an end. So the rest of the party, even though you filled with adrenaline after a fight, you all return to sleep, and you've left some of your party members to sleep through the night. Zie Ling, can you roll me a perception check at disadvantage?
You got a 2 and a 5.
Okay, fantastic.
Wow.
So 2.
So 2.
With a 2, there's a point where Degas slinks out of the trees halfway through your watch, and he just kind of taps you on the shoulder. And you just go, I just want you to know that I'm back. I was gone for a bit, but I'm back now.
Okay, leave my tree, please.
Yep, cool. And then he goes and resumes where his bunk should have been. Like he puts his cloak around him and he lies down, and he seems to be living a bit rougher than the rest of the party. He doesn't have I guess a roll to sleep on. He just wraps his cape around him and kind of as he leans against a boulder and then just kind of takes on this weird shape where from a certain angle of the light, you can't even tell that he's there. The rest of that shift passes without incidents, and it's Backbone's turn. Backbone, can you please roll me a perception check at disadvantage? So roll twice, lower number, please.
Four.
Excellent. Your watch is coming to an end. You can see pre-dawn starting in the distance, and you start hearing what seems to be croaking coming from behind you. And at first you think, oh, it's just the morning animals starting to wake up. And then you realize it's coming, it's growing, it's coming closer. And you turn around and you see almost in a single file what looks to be maybe 30, 35 purple frogs that all have a yellow stripe on their back, various sizes. It looks like a massive family.
Are they all in line?
Yeah, in a single file. They're just hopping, and they're almost not cutting right through the middle of your camp, but cutting like through the side of one of your camp. Like they're just heading through, and they seem to be paying no regard to the fact that you guys are way bigger than them. Like you would expect them to see you and run or try to avoid you, but instead they seem to determinedly be heading towards the camp. I am going to say that with my dice roll, they're going on the side that has Zie Ling, it's Balasar, and Degas.
So they're heading towards these three?
They're heading
Zie
towards
Ling.
these four. So
Zie Ling,
it's Balasar, and the dwarf rogue,
Yeah.
Mika.
Mm.
And it looks like they're just going to be hopping over them. Do you
Okay.
choose to do anything? Backbone.
Are they normal looking frogs? Normal size?
They're normal sized, I guess. There are a range of sizes. Some of them are quite big.
Like, are they
some of
like
them
the
are quite
cane
small.
toad type things?
Yeah, they're all
Okay.
toad sized, I guess. I don't know the differences between frogs and toads, but they're within the realm that you would think,
I think,
those are normal.
Are the 4 sleeping at the moment? I suppose
Yes, they are sleeping at the moment. And I already forgot the colors I said. Did I say purple with a
purple with a
yellow
yellow
stripe? Cool.
I would probably, being the cautious person, I would probably try to tell these 4 that there are some frogs coming their way, so they can be, ready if anything happens. I wouldn't want to be the one to cause the
Okay, what do you think would happen?
Oh, I don't know. They could just suddenly start chomping on them or something.
Okay, so first is Zie Ling. How would you wake Zie Ling? Like, would you wake them up one by one, or would you try to wake up all of them?
I would probably. Am I within yelling distance?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would yell to them. I would say, "Hey, wake up! Hey, you 4, wake up!" or whatever. There's some ominous-looking frogs coming your way.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna say that all of you are woken up suddenly just before dawn because Backbone during watch has yelled at the party, and you all look over and you see this line of frogs heading towards you. Zie Ling, and Balasar. You can tell that they're gonna be hopping over you or hopping into you or something, but they're heading directly for you. Degas seems completely nonchalant, but at the same time, there are 3 of you before they reach him. Zie Ling, you had a question?
I think me and Balasar are up a tree.
Oh,
okay.
good
Then I wouldn't
point. So, okay, no. So I just want to clarify, if Zie Ling and Balasar are up in different trees, you know what? I'm going to say that you're still in the way. And so...
They can jump up the tree.
Yeah, let's find out. Oop. Cool. So those are both incredibly low. So they do not jump up the trees, but they still are headed towards it and Degas.
So I call out to those 2.
Okay. Everyone is still woken up by Backbone calling out. Does the party choose to do anything to address this single line of purple frogs with a neon yellow stripe on their back that seem to be heading? They just seem to be determined to head through the campsite.
I'm grumpy because I last time I tried to take watch, I had to turn into a badger and then I got shot at twice. And now I'm being woken up by these frogs and they're obviously demon frogs. So I take out my demon frog mug and I try to catch one of them.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Amazing. Roll me a dexterity check, I guess.
Demon frogs. 9. I'm like
9. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say you're able to catch like the smallest ones,
cool.
but you don't do it skillfully. You definitely do it in a way that you have to like end up like brushing it in with your hand. Do you keep your hand over the lid? Or how do you keep it from jumping out?
I've got the mug upside down on the ground. And
Okay.
now, like, sort of at that awkward stage where when you catch a spider like that, but you don't know what to do with it anymore, but it's stuck under there.
Okay, cool. Ooh.
Are they different sizes though? Then?
Yeah, so you can tell that some of them are definitely adults and some of them are children, and it has captured the smallest one. I just rolled for Degas, and Degas slowly gets to his feet. He literally moves over 6 feet and then lies back down again. And most of the frogs, they just go past without paying him any mind. It's almost like they don't even realize he's there. I will decree that the purple frog with the neon yellow stripe that it's captured in this cup is the last one, and it's the smallest one. And while they all seem to be croaking, like it's almost like croaking that sounds very it sounds like it's in time, almost like they're marching. And this one seems to have the smallest croak, so they don't even notice when it's no longer croaking behind them. Do the rest of you just let this line of frogs just go through? Yeah?
It's not harming us.
No objections? Okay, cool. Can you please roll me a Constitution saving throw?
Nine.
You smell something in the air, and it's very, like it's quite a delightful smell, and you know that it's coming from the frogs. And now you have one of them. Describe the smell to us.
It smells like fried chicken.
It absolutely smells like fried chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. It smells like amazing fried chicken.
Oh, crunchy, greasy.
That is 100% the smell that's emanating from these frogs.
Guys, this frog smells amazing. Come and smell it.
How would you be inhaling? Oh, Ankita, like I think you're on mute.
It's just you again. We can't hear you.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I think that your sound is off again, like we had last time. That same issue. Okay, so yeah, these frogs smells like fried chicken. It smells amazing, and it's such an interesting situation for you to be in right now. Cool.
Deep yoga breaths. Anyone want to come smell these frogs? Is it just me? Am I going crazy?
Wait, I come over. Rain comes over, groggily, just still like with his blanket around him, like his whole roll, like sleeping roll, like he crouches down just to smell it.
Yeah. Okay. Roll me a Constitution saving throw. Right.
Constitution. Yeah. Is there like? Wait, hold up. Fuck. I don't have any modifiers. It's just 12. I rolled a 12.
Okay, cool. It definitely faintly smells of fried chicken.
All right. Yeah, I tell it, no, you're not crazy. It does smell a little bit like fried chicken. And now I'm like really hungry.
Yeah.
So I hope we can have a good breakfast. But I'm going to go catch a few more Z's.
Okay.
Because this is the break of dawn.
I'll just leave the frog in there for later.
Yeah, good job. I like pat you on the back. I'm like, good job.
Thank you.
Good job watching all of us.
Means a lot.
And I will say that the day has started, and you all have to continue on for the rest of your journey. And you're all, I think that the party, you all have to mark off like one ration from your inventory. And if you want, you can say what your character would be consuming. Otherwise, I'll say that it's pretty normal, like just, like dried fruits and berries, unless you specifically say, no, what I'm eating is something else. Anyone?
Ain't got rations.
Yep. Just normal rations for Balasar.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
mean, I literally have no rations on my list.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
no! Balasar.
So Balasar, you're
Oh.
incredibly hungry and have no food. What do you do?
Uh,
I've got 2
I've-
rations.
I searched the forest for berries.
Wait. So I think
I-
Backbone just said that he was going to offer some food. Are you going to
Oh,
offer
yeah?
food to Balasar? Backbone?
Yeah, well, yeah, I've got 2
Okay.
rations, so I'll just
Backbone,
I'll-
you tell us what's in the rations that you have that you offer to your party member.
Oh, me.
Hmm.
I've got some mixed nuts and on one little bag, and got a little yogurt
Wow.
and some instant coffee.
Okay. So mixed nuts, yogurt, and instant coffee. Fantasy, all of that. So yes, definitely that's what Balasar is offered from Backbone. You know,
And that constitutes 1 ration, doesn't it?
yeah. Like, it's just basically one meal. Like, you know, it might not be what you want. It might not be the best thing in the world, but it definitely gets the job done and you're not hungry for that. Mustaq, Backbone, you have to mark both of them off your inventory. So you know.
Yeah,
what they
so
have.
I've got 0 rations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Degar has a moment where he kind of like he reaches into his cloak, his cape, and he pulls out kind of what looks like dried slugs, and he's just like nibbling on them.
Okay,
Can I
Rain
ask
makes
him
a
what it
big
is?
deal about this. I'm like, Baldy, what the fuck are you eating?
And he just laughs and he goes, it's just a delicacy that I picked up from Tarsus. It's fine Tarsian cuisine. I don't think you would understand. It doesn't.
For your information, I'm a monk who understands a lot. And I'm also a connoisseur of highbrow literature. So give me one. I want to taste it.
Okay. He offers you one, and immediately he goes, "Go slow. Don't bite. Like nibble."
Rain just bites it.
Amazing. Please roll me. Yeah, I guess it would be another Constitution saving throw.
You say something like, "So, guy, has your opinion like of me fallen so far? Have you forgotten who I am?" And then I have rolled a 12.
Cool. Okay. So with a 12, Rain just bites into the thing, and it's just like incredibly salty.
Ooh.
It basically tastes like you're just eating salt. It just tastes like you're just eating pink Himalayan salt.
Rain's just like, his cheeks kind of like, like pucker in
Pucker?
when you
Yeah.
eat something, but he doesn't do. He's like, oh yeah, and just takes out his water skin and like drinks some water,
Amazing.
and like maybe a single tear like falls down, but he hides it.
Cool. Oh, I'm gonna roll to see what happens. Okay, I rolled a 1. So the guy is busy chewing and he isn't able to tell you to not drink water. So the moment that Rain drinks water, it feels so much worse. You know how like if you accidentally drink a glass of water after having wasabi, you just feel like now you're just drinking wasabi juice. Now it just feels like now it's just salty everywhere. Like it feels like the back of your eyes are salty. And you just feel overwhelmed where you feel like this rush of blood through your face as your whole and like up through the top of your head and down the back of your neck where you feel instead of a sugar rush, you feel a salt rush go through your bloodstream. And your eyes just open completely wide and you just feel overwhelmingly it'd be the equivalent of eating something sour, because you just feel like everything is uncomfortable. Like I said, it feels like even the back of your eyes are uncomfortable right now, just from what you have tasted in your tongue. Like your tongue feels completely overwhelmed by this taste.
Rain just goes like nice. Just gonna do some monk stretches here, monk stuff. Just gonna monk meditate right now. Nice, thanks, man. Thanks. It's real. And like the other half, that he bit off, he just like slips it into his robe.
Yeah.
And just does these really awkward like stretches.
Some reason
trying to hide his face,
Yeah, I can only imagine like Asian aunties and uncles at a
exactly
community
like
center who doing stretches, but none of them have been there before. None of them know like the normal routine, so they're all like, "Oh, it's like which ones do we do?" Yeah, put that in your inventory. Half a salty slug, I guess.
This will definitely come in handy.
Cool. At that point, Degas, he's still nibbling on his own salty slug, and then he just kind of looks around at you and goes, "Hey, oh sorry, hey, where'd the elf go?" And that's when you notice that Lee Dragonbud is no longer with you. Her bedroll is there, and there is a letter on the bedroll. And there are exactly 10 footprints in the ground before it just leads into nothing. Who does what?
I jumped down from the tree and approach.
Okay, and what do you do when you get to it? What do you want to do?
Where were the footprints heading, or where did they look like they were heading?
It looks like the footprints were heading away from the party, but they kind of go towards two trees that seem to be growing in the same direction. They're almost making like a incidental arch.
Did you say there was a scroll?
I said that there was what looks to be a letter.
A letter.
An envelope.
I don't bother with the envelope, and then I walk towards the trees.
Cool. You walk towards the trees. Roll me an investigation check. The footprints end just before the arch. The arch. Sorry, with the H.
Sorry, it's not loading for me. One moment.
Okay. If it's not loading for you and you don't have your dice, I can roll for you if you want. Okay. Jen on mute went, no.
How did you know?
Because I could see your mouth move and I knew exactly the sound that you were making. No.
I'll try one last time and then I'll get you to roll for me.
Okay.
Rolling the dice is half the fun.
Which character would go and check the envelope?
I would like
You're
to.
gonna check.
Okay, go,
Ooh.
Nick. Go.
Balasar.
Dragonblood. Yeah.
I go read it.
Cool.
What
Jen.
is
Just
this?
say
How's the dice rolling going?
Oh, do I have to roll the dice?
No. So Balasar doesn't have to roll, but Jen is still trying to roll the dice digitally. What did you roll?
Wait, I got an 18, but then I need to look up my investigation.
Okay, cool. I'll say this much though. With an 18, you are able to tell that there was something that had been imposed upon this arch. So something magical had been placed on this gateway, on this arch to turn it into a magical gateway.
And it's no longer a gateway?
It is no longer a gateway. There is what seems to be like dissipating remnants of arcane energy. And it's super faint. You probably wouldn't have been able to even notice it, except that when you are close, your staff that has that brazier at the top, it just kind of flickers if you bring it close. It doesn't burst into flame. It just kind of it looks like the embers in the brazier light up a little bit, but then fade out very quickly. Balasar, you reach into this envelope, and what you pull out is a page of Lee Dragonblood's sketchbook. You remember that Lee has been sketching a lot of things throughout your adventures, especially sketching the faces of the, not always, but often sketching the faces of the people that you have fights and that she specifically has killed. You don't know if she's keeping track of who she's killed or she's intending to pay penance for it. What you see is it's a drawing, it's a sketch of the party. And it's a drawing of the party at the Demon Frog with Chester and Rita. And your guess is that at maybe the last time you were there, maybe with Cleo, that's when Lee sat to the side by herself, was drinking her alcohol, and just started sketching everyone. It's a very wholesome sketch. There's a lot of details that's missing, but you can clearly tell who's who. You can see the muscular figure of Zie Ling with their staff. You see the mysterious childlike figure of Itz in the foreground. You see Rain in the background laughing with Rita and Chester. You see Backbone and Balasar yourself sitting at one of the tables, eating and drinking. You do not see her in the picture. You turn it over, and scrawled in surprisingly messy handwriting are the words, "See you later."
Okay, what do I do?
You tell me. What do you do?
Okay, well, first, I use prestidigitation to make a symbol appear on this piece of paper at the end of "See you later," and the symbol is of an alligator. It will stay there for 1 hour.
Sorry, I don't understand. What is that? What's a gestation?
It's one of my spells that I don't need to. I can just do willy-nilly.
So basically, so Balasar, do you show this sketch to the rest of the party?
Oh, then
Yes, tell us.
I use prestidigitation again, and I bestow upon the paper an odor of a million farts, and then I I hand it to Rain. I say, "Oh, look at this! Isn't it heartwarming? Here, have a look." And I hand it to Rain, and then I walk away.
Okay, Rain, what you see in front of you is
Fuck you.
it's a really heartwarming sketch of the party. The paper smells like shit.
What? I mean, I don't know. It's from her, right?
Yeah, you don't.
Like, Balasar, what the heck? Is this your toilet paper or something? And he like pinches his nose shut and like throws it up in the air.
This is heartwarming. Don't shit on this work.
Why does it smell like shit? I'm not shitting on it. It smells like shit. And then he like throws it up in the air, and then he sees a "see you later" alligator.
Yeah.
He's just like, does he realize like this is Lee's, like, because we've seen Lee sketch before and stuff,
Yes.
right?
So roll me an insight check. I'm gonna say an advantage because I don't think Rain's stupid, but there should still be a chance for him to fail.
He's a bit stupid. Oh god. Oh no. Oh god. Okay, I rolled a 9 at advantage. And what am I doing? Perception. Let's see if I have a modifier. Insight. Oh, I'm a monk. Come on, man. 11.
11's enough. You're just smart enough to realize that it's drawn from Lee's perspective.
It sort of hits me because I admire Lee, and we have a bond since we met with Zie Ling as well. But then I also think it's really dumb that she drew an alligator, and like, so my respect for her just slightly is eroded, only slightly. But I do like how she drew me and Chester and Rita. So, but I'm just so overwhelmed by the smell. I just throw it, and I'm just like, I can't even. This is horrible. This is the worst morning. Like, I'm still salty. This is emotionally overwhelming for Rain. He goes over and crouches by Lee's bedroll, but just crouches there and like holds his nose and tries to regain some monk composure.
So what you notice while you're there is that Lee took all of her belongings but left the bedroll. And it's a perfectly
really
good
weird
bedroll.
Okay, I'll just take the bedroll then.
Oh.
No, you can have the shit drawing.
I was gonna take the bedroll and give it to what's his face?
The guy?
Yeah, well, because
No,
I pick it up and I put it in
he's
his hand.
my friend.
You're new Lee now. You've been promoted.
I don't know why, but I'm imagining this like it's a moment from the IT crowd. And Degas, this really ugly dwarf rogue, he just kind of looks quizzically at Balasar. Like, he's looking up because you're taller than him. He goes, I'm newly what? I'm newly promoted. What? Oh.
New Lee.
Oh,
Lee.
your elf friend was Lee. Right. Okay. So
Up. I drop the blanket into his hands and then I walk away.
and he's just there holding it. He goes, thanks. And I'm gonna say you all can see this. What he does is he rolls it up and then he like kind of folds it in his cloak again. And it just kind of seems to disappear within the folds of his cloak. He doesn't seem to have a bag. He just seems to have a massive cloak.
Can Rain just say, like, you should really use that and get some beauty sleep? You need it.
Roll me.
He's just still like holding his nose, but he still wants to make a dig at his friend.
Ooh, okay. So this is a really good moment where I want to know. So if Rain constantly makes digs at Degas for being ugly, what does Degas constantly, or did he usually make digs at Rain for?
Being an idiot.
Okay.
No way. Either being like a mama's boy, or yeah, I'm gonna say Rain's not like wasn't the brightest crayon in the tool shed as a kid.
Wasn't the brightest crayon in the tool shed is the best metaphor.
You know, have weird dreams and acted really strange. So
Okay. I'm gonna say heck, he's just gonna try and like, like backhand slap you. Not enough to like cause damage, but just like, in the way that friends do. I'm gonna roll to see if he hits you. Your AC is not that high. But I rolled a 5, so he definitely does not hit you.
thank God, I'm very vulnerable right now.
Okay. So yeah, Degas has Lee's bedroll. The party are kind of at this moment of like, oh, we've lost old Lee, but now we have new Lee.
I actually don't know what has happened. I've just seen Rain throw away this piece of paper. So I run after it and I grab it and I flip it around. And because I can't read, I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I take the piece of paper back to Rain to figure out what the heck is going on. And I don't mind the smell.
Rain's just like, no.
Yeah, so
what's going on?
So you just see the drawing of the party, which is pretty good drawing.
Really cute, wholesome.
Yeah. And the sketch of an alligator on the other side.
How long does this spell last for?
I think an hour.
Oh god. Okay.
What happened? What does this say? Wiggle.
Oh my god! It just can you just take 6 feet? 6 feet.
Social distancing.
I just use my monk power to like jump backwards. And I'm like, it says "see you later," and then it has a drawing of an alligator.
Oh, I get it. I see.
See you later, alligator.
Please, Mustaq.
Gone?
I didn't get it.
Gone?
Just got it.
And he just turns around. Who was on watch last night?
So
Rain's
it
is very
was
confused right now. He's salt and shit, and it's just. He's like, did anyone see anything?
I ran up to Mustaq with the paper now. Mustaq, have you seen this?
Oh my god, what is that?
Like you run out of the game to pass backbone to Mustaq.
Huh?
Like it runs out of the game, pass backbone, and runs at the player Mustaq and says,
Okay.
"Have you seen this, Mustaq?"
I can't see it very well, but I can certainly smell it. Oh god.
So you run up to backbone and you show backbone the drawing. What does backbone do?
Actually, Backbone is able to withstand the smell, and he looks at it. And he sees what Lisa has written, and he looks at the sketch. And he wonders why she's written that. And he hangs on to it.
Okay, so you can put that in your inventory. You can write down like
Lee's sketch. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
Lee's
Rain's
sketch.
No,
Lee's sketch of party.
Okay. Might come in handy. Do we investigate those footsteps? I mean, like
the footprints they just go to a couple of trees that look like an arch, and then they disappear. But they disappear before reaching the arch.
So the assumption is that she would have entered Should have gone through the different realms.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What are you doing with the frog?
Still there. I really want to figure out if it's edible.
How would you figure that out?
Can I
Good night,
inspect it? I mean, I've eaten frogs before in the forest, right? But I don't know if this one is poisonous, but it smells delicious.
Yeah. Would you have eaten them live?
Nah. Probably roasted them.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say the way it's gone, you could totally have attempted to cook this for breakfast.
I could have. Can I, what? Can I perception this?
Nature or survival, your choice.
Okay. Survival. 17 plus 7, 24.
Jeez. Okay. Would you just be trying to cook it?
I think I'd open it first and then I prod it a bit.
Wait, open it how? Like open the mouth or just tear it open?
Oh, open the mug.
Oh, open the mug. Okay, right.
And try to figure out if its slime is poisonous.
With that roll, you can tell that this is not a poisonous frog. It has some sort of effects, but not poison.
Okay, I'm cooking it.
Okay. So you set up your own mini campfire?
Yep. And I
Cool.
sickle it.
How do you sickle it?
Nice, clean, I chop off its head.
Okay, amazing. Which one do you do first? Build the fire or cut it in half with your sickle?
Cut it in half.
Cool. So you don't build a fire, you cut it in half. What happens that feels interesting is that the moment your sickle touches its skin, it feels like you're just cutting through water. It's so fast that it just goes right through it. And then the frog just collapses into dust. It collapses into purple dust, and you see again the neon yellow stripe again. So now it just looks like sand, dust, just in the cup.
Oh. I take some dust out and I try to and it doesn't taste like fried chicken. I don't think it does.
Well, let's find out. Oh no. Hang on, I need to try and pick up my dice with my toes.
Roll for dexterity.
Yep. Ooh, okay, cool. So it doesn't taste like chicken.
It doesn't.
It doesn't taste like anything. It just is. You can feel the granules on your tongue, but there's no taste to it. And the scent of fried chicken is starting to dissipate as if it was never there.
Disappointing. I have one sheet of paper, so I wrap it up in that sheet of paper.
Cool. And what does the party do? Do you just continue on the way to Tarsus? Cool. Degas takes Lee's horse. Did anyone take note as to which horse that would have been?
Freedom.
Freedom? Okay, cool. So Degas is now on Freedom.
Damn, he's gotten a few upgrades.
He definitely checks with the party first, can I just ride that? Yeah, cool. No object. Cool. And then he just slowly clambers onto the horse. He does so very ungracefully, which is a bit weird for you, Rain, but he does it no problem. Just surprisingly, as if he's never been on a horse before.
Interesting.
And you and the party, the convenience of alliance,
Alliance of
Ah,
Balasar and the acquaintances.
Oh, I did it again. Yeah. Well, the Alliance of Convenience, or in Balasar's mind, Balasar and the acquaintances, you all continue on for several hours. At about the third hour, you start to realize that your throat, your neck feels numb. And it just kind of feels like you notice that your tongue's just like out of your mouth, but you can't really feel that it's out of your mouth. And you're just drooling onto yourself.
Cool. Can I breathe? Like, am I gonna be okay?
You think so, but there's definitely a moment of like, what is going on? Like you can't feel your neck, you can't feel your throat, you can't feel your tongue. Like you can't feel anything below your nose and like above your clavicle. Like, even your shoulders feel a bit weird.
I'm on the horse in front of that boy, eh? So I'm just trying to figure this out.
Okay. What do you mean by figure it out?
You know how like if you've gone to the dentist and your face is numb, you sort of like you try to make yourself feel something and like sort of play around with it and
totally, yeah.
Your sensation comes back.
Yeah. I've definitely had that feeling before. Okay, cool.
I'm thinking this frog powder could be very useful for something.
Oh, write it in your inventory as frog mist. Okay, who would have taken point?
Zie Ling. Ish. Wasn't it wide enough for two horses?
Well,
Who would have taken
from memory.
I mean, it's a different day, so the path could have shifted. Zie Ling's hand up went first before Balasar said anything.
All right.
Zie Ling, can you roll me a D100?
Ten and a what?
10 and a 10.
2 and a 3.
23. Okay. You're leading the pace, and it goes from distinctly feeling like a forest to suddenly feeling more like a jungle. Like there's a lot more. Instead of just being grass and trees, now there seems to be vines. There seems to be more undergrowth. There seems to be a bit more heat, like sweat. It's a bit more humidity in the air. Everything feels a bit heavier. You take a moment and you notice that your Almiraj familiar, Lucifer, he seems a bit uncomfortable with the amount of heat in the air. And you notice that everyone behind you, they're just a little bit sweaty. Like there's definitely perspiration on everyone's foreheads, above their lip. It in particular seems to be having a really tough time. Their tongue's out, their eyes are a little bit, they're not really focused, and they're almost rocking in their saddle. And you notice that the trees, they go from looking distinctively brown and green to suddenly the trees seem to all be very white. Can you roll me a perception or nature check.
All of us?
Just Zie Ling.
Okay.
12.
12. There's a lot of 12s this session. With a 12, you realize that what you thought were trees are actually huge rib cages. You are standing in what seems to be the remnants of a battle. You look around and what you thought was sand is actually lots of pieces of broken bone. You can vaguely make out that there are skulls of all different types of species. Some of them are stacked against what you thought were trees. And it looks like they're almost set up in a triangular shrine of a lot of humanoid skulls. And then you realize, oh, that's not a tree. That's actually a massive bone itself. And you realize that right now, the party, you're going through what seems to be, maybe at one point, it would have been the ribcage of a dragon. You look to your left and you see that there's definitely broken bones that look like they might have belonged to giants. You look to your right and you see what would have been maybe you would have assumed that they were bushes, but they look like they have been very painstakingly, like white bushes. They look like they have been very painstakingly bones that have been crushed and then slowly pieced together like art. And you get the feeling that somehow you found yourself in an ancient battleground where there's no longer anything living. You realize now that there's no birds in the air. There's no life in this part of the jungle or forest. It seems to be a weird mix between the two from time to time. You were previously traveling on a dirt road that slowly became more and more dense. And now you're just in a forest, and it happened so gradually that you hadn't really noticed it. And there's a moment where you mentally kick yourself, because how could you have not noticed this? This was so obvious, but it was so gradual that you just didn't quite click. And now it's not even a jungle or a forest anymore. Now it's just a massive boneyard.
Has everybody else noticed?
At this moment, people are starting to notice. You just came to the conclusion before everyone else. I'm going to say that the party comes to a halt because Zie Ling suddenly sits up in their saddle and like leans back and stops the party from moving forward. It is eerily quiet. It is kind of swaying in their saddle. Degas, he doesn't call out, he just kind of hisses to the rest of you and goes, I don't think we should stop here. I think we should keep moving. What do you guys do?
Is there anything of interest?
Ooh, interesting question. So it and Balasar, you can roll me a perception check at advantage. Balasar because you asked, and it's because of your background.
Okay.
16.
Oh, 16.
Oh, both of you realize that the bone bush I had described earlier, this bush of broken bones, has been constructed out of a skeleton, one specific skeleton that's off in the distance. And it has been, you can tell that bits and pieces have been removed from it, pieced back together, and placed into art. You now realize it kind of looks like it's almost a religious figure. And both of you, no one else in the party, what you see is the skeleton that would have come from a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh,
What do you do with this information?
Is everyone still burning? Is everyone still hot from the thing? You said it was all sweaty.
It was just humid.
Oh, just humid?
Yeah. No one's
Oh, what
burning
do I
up
do?
or anything.
What do I do?
where are we?
Okay. Seems like we've reached a very important moment. I am going to cast prestidigitation on my cloak and chill my cloak for an hour.
That's a perfectly understandable use of that spell. You are now no longer sweaty.
Yeah. Just watching everyone else suffer slight discomfort.
Is there a direct path out?
Roll me a survival check, Zie Ling.
Are we lost?
7, damn it.
You're not lost. The trail just seems to have come to an end, and you find yourself surrounded by trees. You're not sure if maybe you accidentally took a wrong turn somewhere. Like maybe there was a fork and none of you noticed that it forked in two different directions.
Climb the trees.
Climb the trees.
Yeah, wait, you said it was at the end of the road, right?
Yeah.
Yep, climb the trees.
Okay. What are you climbing? What's the purpose of you climbing them?
Better vantage point. Sight.
Okay. Roll me a dexterity check, Balasar.
Mhm. Oh.
Ooh. And I'm just going to check all of your passive perceptions.
Do I get a modifier? Do I use a modifier?
Yeah, you use the modifier.
Okay, I do. 22.
Wow.
King.
Yeah, you're able to climb what you thought were trees, and then you realize these still aren't trees. These are massive bones.
Keep climbing.
I mean, you get to the top. You can't quite tell which direction makes the most sense. It's just a weird sea of white in every direction. You've stumbled into, well, not every direction. You in a sense, you're in the middle of a white radius that has green in every direction. But where you are right now seems to be a bone yard, essentially, in the middle of the forest. You cannot tell where the trail should have gone or at what point your party left it.
Can I cast Enhanced Ability for Paul's Wisdom? And I want to use a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, so I can bring one person with me. And I think Mustaq has the greatest natural wisdom, unless someone Backbone. Getting confused today. So I'm gonna cast wisdom for me and Backbone. Because I think we're lost, and I'm worried that there's a T-Rex skeleton pasted together.
Cool. So does it make that you roll at advantage or that you roll with a modifier?
Roll with advantage.
Okay, cool. And so when you, how long does this last?
Up to 1 hour. Yeah, up to 1 hour.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to say that tell us what it looks like when you cast this spell.
The ranges touch. So I'm just going to touch my brain and touch Mustaq's brain. Backbone's brain. Because we're on the same horse. So I'm just like, whoop.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I see.
Okay. Both of you feel lighter. It's like the colors that you see are all brighter, even though right now it's mostly white. Everything is just easier it just feels like your vision sharpens. And I'm going to say that's a great segue into what happens next, where both it and Backbone, while you're still on the same horse, you can kind of tell that there are two things of note. To the left of the party is, in the far distance, yelling and shouting and the roars of something very big. And you can kind of hear that to the right, there is the sound of running water. They're both very faint in the distance, equally left and right. What do you do?
Mustaq, do you hear that?
I do.
Backbone.
I do too. What's it? Do we see anything, or can we just hear these things?
You can't see them. You can only hear them.
The yelling and the shouting.
So the yelling and the shouting
and the running water
and the roaring is on the left of you two, and the running water sounds are on the right.
And this yelling and shouting, is it like a plea for help type of shouting, or is it like an angry type of shouting?
Roll me a perception check at advantage.
Oh, 7.
At advantage?
Yeah, 4 and 7. It's terrible.
With a 7, you can't quite make out what it is. You don't think it's a plea for help, but you don't think it's not a plea for help. You can just tell that there is
just yelling and shouting.
Yeah, yelling, shouting, and roaring.
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 Yeah.
Roaring.
How far is it?
You hear that, yeah?
How far away?
Yeah. Okay.
It's, Balasar, you don't hear this yet.
Right.
And they haven't talked about it, but it is far away.
Shall we tell the rest?
Far enough away that you cannot hear it.
Yeah.
Backbone and it can.
Shall we?
I think we should avoid the violence.
What if it's not violence? What if it's someone asking or yelling for help?
That's their problem.
Okay.
But you should probably tell everyone.
Okay. So Backbone tells everyone because it has got a flaccid tongue. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Backbone announces this discovery to them. Hey guys, we can hear yelling and shouting on the left and running water on the right, which sounds more appetizing.
All of you watch as Degas, he kind of slowly, very shakily, for some reason stands on top of the saddle on the horse and pulls out a short sword and goes like, I love yelling and shouting.
You dirty bastard.
What about the rest? What do you
Wait,
want to do?
how far? When you
It's
said
it's pretty.
far,
It's far. We can't see anything. It's like right.
like 200
right.
feet?
No,
What
no,
are we
no,
talking
no.
here?
It's like miles and miles away,
Oh man.
isn't it? Yeah,
You're not
I
sure?
think so.
It's
Yeah,
more than
I think
200
so.
feet.
It's more than
Huh?
200
Is it?
feet.
It's more than
It's
200
not
feet.
within.
Guys, do you know
can-
what we've been riding through? We've got a T-Rex skeleton.
Nobody understands
A
it.
what?
It is a ruin.
A T-Rex? What's wrong? Why are you drooling? Oh, ew, look, there's like a whole patch of just drool on you. What the
I'm
heck?
blind.
You're what?
I'm blind.
You're blind? I don't understand what you're saying. What's happening?
There's a T-Rex skeleton that we're riding through. Never mind.
Zie Ling.
While
What are you
Isley
doing?
disappears, then it's drooling all over the place.
Zie Ling votes for the water.
I do.
Okay.
Rain.
Rain
I agree with
wants
Zie Ling.
to investigate the shouting. Because what if he's like, oh, if someone's in trouble. Nah, and there could also be loot.
So we're going by majority, aren't we?
Wait, I have a question. When Backbone climbed up, what did you say then? Or could he not climb up? What was the
Oh, you mean Balasar?
Balasar? Yeah, sorry.
So when Balasar climbed up this, what he thought was a tree, he climbed to basically the top of a massive, it was probably a part of a massive spine that he climbed up. And he looked around. It felt like he was in the trees, like at the top of the tree, the highest point he could get. And what he could see around was that basically you're in what seems to be the center of just all these bones that look like they've been positioned, or maybe they naturally or unnaturally.
Is it
And so they look
one
like trees.
creature?
It is several.
What? So is it like a pattern, like a pentagram or something?
No, not a pattern, but basically what would have happened here is a massive battle, leaving lots and lots and lots of corpses of varying different types of species and types of monsters and types of humanoids. Some of them have been arranged to look like weird triangular shrines full of skulls. And some of the bushes have been particularly sculpted, like pieces of art. So bones have been taken, broken apart, crushed, and then pieced back together
It's become
as if
like a
they look
temple
like
of sorts.
bushes.
It's like a house.
It sounds like
Place of worship.
the party is now deciding whether to go towards the yelling and the shouting and the roaring on the left and the running water on the right.
Or we can go straight, can't we? We can just.
Or you can go
continue.
straight.
I want to run it straight. Run it straight, man.
Okay, Backbone, what do you choose?
I would like to actually investigate the yelling and shouting because I think we should know what's going on. No,
So Zie Ling
Dilys.
and it. The rest
you
of the
want to go to the
party,
running water.
majority, aside from Balasar, are saying we want to check out the yelling and the shouting and the.
So we don't have a
roaring.
majority.
Isn't that half? And then,
That was the
Well,
guards.
it's I guess it's a majority
No,
Yeah,
because
but
it's like 1 vote for straight ahead, 2 votes for the running water, and 3
oh
votes.
right. I
for-
forgot about New Lee.
Yeah, newly.
Oh, that chap. I forgot about it. Yeah, okay.
I sullenly give up.
Well, so we are going to the yelling and running.
Well, if we
yelling
get
and
into trouble, I am going up one of these bones and I'm not helping.
Can we just do a reconnaissance mission and just to check out what it is? and try and not get seen.
Yeah, how far will it take? How long will it take us to get to the roaring? We don't know.
You're not sure. It sounds far away enough that most of the party can't hear it. Only Backbone and it can hear it distinctly.
Well, can I change my mind?
Sure.
I think we should stick to our task, perhaps. And I think I agree with Balasar. We should go straight. We should continue.
Now it's just an even split.
Now it's an even split. It's a 2-2-2.
Wait, I didn't know that we could go straight because you said there was no.
Oh.
Can I try something?
Ankita, can you? So Rain, can you tell us what you want to try? And Zie Ling, yes, sorry, you can go straight. Balasar had just. Basically, I was like, there was no reason to go straight, but you could go straight.
There's no reason? What do you mean there's no reason?
Because the path has ended.
The path has ended. Oh.
Yeah. So there's no longer a path ahead of you.
So which is the path towards Tarsus then? How do we get to Tarsus?
You're not sure.
We don't know.
Either you've
Let me help.
Of course. Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Yes.
Can I cast Radiant Soul and get my wings to sprout and then shoot up into the air as far as possible?
Wow.
It lasts for 1 minute.
Yeah. Just straight up to see like which way to go.
Yeah, just to get a lay of the land.
Okay.
And
absolutely amazing. Can you describe to us what it looks like when, Rain, you burst these, is it wings of energy out of your back?
Yes. I think I've only done it once before, and I think it was like they're like white, kind of see-through, very sparkly. Let's go Magic Girl. It's like a Magic Girl transformation.
Yeah, I remember this.
The anime.
In the ones where they lose their clothes?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with it.
Oh.
But I'm not naked. But they just disappear and come back in a slightly different style, maybe. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I hop up onto my horse, monk-like, do this transformation of beautiful sparkly wings.
Do the rest know what he's up to?
Yes, the rest of you can watch Rain as suddenly like white wings of energy float out of their back, and then they shoot straight up into the air, and they fly, and he flies up for 1 minute. So just to be clear, Rain, do you fly up for 1 minute and then drop, or do you fly for 30 seconds and then fly back down for 30 seconds?
Wait a minute. I think one of my monk things is slow fall. Beginning at 4th level, you can use your reaction when you fall to reduce any falling damage you take by an amount.
Wow. So you shoot up for 1 minute and then you just like...
I just, like how far can I get in a minute and how long do I need to like take in what's around us,
I haven't worked this out, but I'm going to say
how fast you go up, yeah.
Like you can fly up and see around and then fly in a direction.
I just want to fly up to get a lay of the land, and then I will try. I want to like get to a safe distance.
Okay, cool. So
back down.
No problem. You have both those features. You can definitely do that and get down safe.
Okay, cool.
You fly up and you see, you go through, it would be branches and leaves, but it's mostly just white bone of these things around you. And eventually you clear the top and you can see around you, yes, it's this massive, you go further than Balasar did, rocketing towards the sky, and you just look around you, almost in a perfect circle. It's white, the bone white around where all of you stopped by chance. You're not sure, and then past that, it just goes back to the luscious green, the verdant green of forest, jungle, weird mix between the two, definite, distinct. It's a very interesting mix of both hard evergreen trees and tropical trees. You can see that there is a river on the right, which was probably the running water. And you can see on the left, you can see trees swaying from side to side. And you can, now that you're so high up, you can kind of hear the thumping sounds of and you can kind of see these trees swaying from side to side. You assume that there's something massive that's running through them on the left.
T-Rex.
Oh shit. Is it clear which way we have to head for Tarsus? Like, and where's the river coming from? Like, say if we followed the river, would that be a path for us to get out?
It could be. You can tell that much further along the way, there seems to be a road. If you continue heading straight, you assume that maybe there's a point where the land where the road was got so disrupted that the road disappeared into something that would have been maybe an eruption of soil, and so the whole road just kind of disappeared. And in the distance, you can see it continuing on.
Okay, so if we go straight, we'll hit the road again?
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. And is the river like heading the same direction, or?
The river it follows the same direction for a long time, and then it peels off to the right.
So it doesn't go towards the road?
Yeah.
So this road eventually leads to Tarsus. Is that what we're saying?
As far as you can tell. And you think that you've traveled on this one before, but most roads, they look kind of the same. I'm just aware that time is coming to an end where some of us have to stop. So I'm going to suggest that we call it there.
So does Rain inform us of what he saw?
Yeah, we'll
let's say
what Rain wants to do.
All right. I come back down, plop onto my horse, my magical wings dissipate, and I'm like, we need to keep moving. And we can then do.
Keep on moving where? Straight?
I agree.
If we go straight, we'll hit the road to Tarsus, and on the left, something giant is running through the forest. I think towards us.
Okay.
Diagonally, it might come into contact with you. It might not. I'm not sure.
Okay, maybe. But I think Baldy here is right. We should probably keep moving if we want to avoid any.
And Degas just chuckles, and you look ahead, directly where you're pointing, where you saw the road continuing on, and it is dense, heavy bush. It will be very slow moving. We're going to end there for now. I'm just going to do a quick sign off for us because we only had half a session today because we had a bit of a talk earlier. So when choices come your way in life, please choose love over fear. I've been your Dumplings master, Benjamin Tay, joined by Jen Huang, playing Earth Genasi Warlock, Zie Ling. Dilys Fong, playing a mysterious child figure by the name of It. Nicholas Contreras, playing Blue Dragonborn Bard, Balasar Dragondandian. Ankita Singh, playing Asimar Monk, Rain. And Mustaq, Missouri, playing Tiefling Cleric, Backbone. We are Dumplings and Dragons. Thank you for watching, or listening, or consuming, or experiencing all of the above. Peace out.